Hey guys, thanks for watching Everyday Ready. Joel here. If you are brand new to our channel, smash that subscribe button. Leave me some comments below. Sure would appreciate that. Today's video is all about how to pick the best spot to camp or to hunker down when you're out in the woods. Now, I picked this particular spot because it's part of two things that I really want to highlight today. The first is a north-facing slope. As the terrain lays, there are faces of hills, contours, those sorts of things. Some face towards the sun, that would be south-facing. Some face away from the sun, that would be north-facing. So in this particular case, it's in the morning. It's probably 9 o'clock in the morning here for me. The sun is up over here, as you can see from the light and the shadows that are cast. This would be a north-facing slope. You can tell all this nice, lush, vegetation down here. It's like mossy, it's very soft. So in the heat of the summer, this would be a great place to set up your camp. One of the main features of this stuff is that it's very soft. You can use these mosses for all kinds of things, but one of the best things is that you can pull them up easily and lay them off in layers in a shelter and make a very soft place to lay or to camp. A couple of interesting things about north-facing slopes. The first is the temperature. Right now it is 40 degrees outside. I've got a vest on, I've got gloves, I've got a wool hat. I'm wearing appropriate layers for the season. It's cooler by probably 20 degrees on a north-facing slope versus a south. The other thing is that, the types of vegetation that grow on a north-facing slope is different than a south-facing slope. If you're looking for pine trees, like maybe you're going to try to find some fat wood out of the pine trees to use for fires and those sorts of things, you're going to want to check mostly a north-facing slope for a certain kind of tree. Now it's different on south-facing slopes, you know what I mean? And you might still find pine trees on a south-facing slope, but typically they're a different type of pine tree. So just kind of, understanding your environment is very important. I keep getting interrupted by hikers going by. And of course, and I love this crowd. I love this group of people that like, to be out in nature and that sort of thing. But generally speaking, an inquisitive bunch, and they just have to stop and find out what you're doing. Well, I'm talking to a camera, obviously. Can't you see that I should not be interrupted? Apparently not. Again, 40 degrees out here. I'm going to go find myself a south-facing slope, and it's going to be in the direct sun. It's going to warm our temperature up a good amount, and we're going to set up a shelter there and enjoy some sunshine. So here on a south-facing slope, we've got a completely different outdoor experience. If I was looking for a place to shelter overnight, something like that, in a wintertime environment like this, like I say, I live in Missouri. This is the very first, March 1st, and I'm plenty warm. I had to shed a layer of my down vest, which when I was over on the north-facing slope before, I was wearing the down vest because it was cold. I had gloves on that were mittens. It was colder temperatures over there. This is extremely comfortable to sit in. It's a solid 20 degrees warmer in this direct sunlight on this south-facing slope because the sun's rays hit it directly. It dries everything out more on this side, the south-facing slopes. The grasses, the leaves, the wood, everything dries out sooner and warms up sooner because of the sun's rays. And obviously the types of soils and things that you find are different. They're different, pH wise on the north versus the south, and the types of vegetation that grows on each side is different. Say in Colorado, for example, you might find conifer type pine trees on a north-facing slope and ponderosa type pines on a south-facing slope. They're different types of pine trees because they need different types of environments. Ponderosa needs a drier, warmer climate, so you find it on a south-facing slope. It's no different here in Missouri. You might find more of the conifer type, trees over on the north-facing slope. The hardwoods, those types of things over on those types of slopes. You're going to have more grasses and things on the south-facing slopes. Your animals, like if you're searching for deer in a survival situation and it's extremely cold outside, find these well-protected south-facing slopes. You're more than likely going to find animals. So here's a little bonus tip that I just ran across on the trail here. In a survival situation, you might be looking for food sources, and what we'll do for a different video altogether is just how to recognize animal trails and things like that. But let me flip the camera back around here, and I start seeing tracks like this right in here and right in here, and they are crossing. They're crossing the trail. Now, if you look that way, that is a well-used trail by the deer. I mean, that is just like a super highway. Looking the other direction too, it's very easy to make out where that trail is. So, you know, if you needed food in a survival situation, I would set up somewhere along that trail in a heartbeat. Hopefully this gets you guys thinking about places that you can set up. Now, I was going to set up a shelter here in this spot for you guys today. And by shelter, I mean hammock. So for me, in my bug out bag, oh, that sun, man. There we go. For me, in my get home situation or something like that, I'm just looking at a quick overnight, hammock is perfect. It's fast to set up. I've actually got a rain canopy that I put over the top of this, and it's comfortable for one night, right? If I have to sleep, I'm gonna get a few crappy hours of sleep in my hammock, and that's gonna be it. But the shelter is not what the video is about. It's about the differences in north versus south facing slopes and picking a really nice warm spot to shelter down for a day if you need to. Smash that subscribe button for me, guys. Hit the like button. Maybe leave some comments below. That helps the all-knowing YouTube algorithms get me noticed a little bit more. Again, thanks for watching Everyday Ready, for the adventures we choose and the emergencies we don't.